Hello, I'm Benson and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a 200-pound projector, and this is by the company ETOE, E-T-O-E. This is a 1080p projector. At 200 pounds, I would say this is not the cheapest, but it's still a budget projector. So if you are looking for your next projector, stay around and I will show you what these products can and can't do. So this one I got from Amazon, and the key selling point was that this one have a fully sealed optical engine, so it should be dust free, whereas a lot of the other projector is a simple airflow over the lens and then it picks up the dust and then you got those black spots on your screen. This one have a dual hi-fi speaker. I can ignore the hi-fi part because there's no way hi-fi speaker can be in a small unit like this. Maybe I'm a bit skeptical, but we're going to find out a bit later. Two other functions which is in 2023 is almost a must for this price range. One is a digital keystone, so you no longer need to do it manually. And secondly, autofocus. So you always get the best picture on the screen. But the model number is actually A1332. So in terms of software, it has Android TV built in, so it can stream a lot of different media. So this one is Netflix certified. I'm not sure what that means, but it should be able to play YouTube, Netflix and Prime Video. At least those are my main source of streaming material. So let's take it out of the box and see what your money can buy. Now my video is not scripted, so all I'm doing is open box and show you my first use experience. You be the judge of how good or how bad this product is. If you find my information useful, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel to help me grow. Inside the paper box, you got your projector in a handy carrying case. So this is like a massive lunchbox to me. And you also have a Android TV. I thought the Android TV is built into the system, but obviously not. So let's find out. So what is this? It's like a TV media box. Okay, so inside this box here, you got your instruction booklet, warranty card, you got your UK 3-pin plug, and also a power brick. Now the power brick here say 90-volt output. You got your little remote control here. It doesn't come with any battery, and it requires two AAA batteries. And on there you got your YouTube, Netflix, Prime Video and Disney Plus. So it's quite up to date in terms of the streaming platform. Alright, so no nonsense packaging inside this bag, just your projector. And the case is not cheap either. The case is actually padded. I'm not going to throw it around in the case like that, but at least I know that the case, at least the projector, is well being looked after in the pack. Here is the projector itself. I mean, it's bigger than my palm of my hand, but it's not big. So make sure there's no obstacle within 30 centimeters blocking the ventilation opening. So make sure you have some space next to it. There's no lens cover on this product. So usually projector have a lens cover. This one doesn't. Not that you go to scratch it or anything like that. And on the bottom of the projector, you got a 1/4-inch tripod mount. On the top is where your buttons are. So these are soft touch button. You got a power button, control dial, OK, and return button. On the back of the projector, you got your aux, you got your infrared receiver, you got a HDMI, a USB port, and a power DC input. And on the back of the projector, if you lift this flap of plastic up, you will find the little TV box inside. So the TV box is actually not part of the machine, but actually an add-on. I think it's quite a clever design. So you got your projector, but you still got your TV box at the back. It's quite simple, and that's all in the packet. So the next bit of the video is for me to plug it in, set up the testing on the different distance, and then you can see in action what this can and what it can do. So here is my setup. So I got the projector over there on a IKEA table, and this is my plain wall. It's off-white, so it's a bit gray, and there are some marks on there, so please bear with me. So one of the most common questions that people ask me about my projector review video is how far the projector is away from the wall. Can it make it smaller? Can it be closer to the wall and make it like smaller or bigger? So hopefully this will answer some of your questions. Okay, so far I'm using my remote control to access the menu system and the directional button, and it's quite responsive at the moment. So let's see how it gets on. And you have to remember, this machine, there's two settings, or two machines in one. At the moment, this is the projector itself, but later on, I think it will go into the TV box at the back, but all with the same remote right here. So language setting, there's quite a few language on there. So you got English, Dutch, French, Italian, Spanish, Japanese, Korean. There is quite a lot of different languages here. Okay, so complete. So I choose English. So you say here Bluetooth pairing to enable voice search, and it's playing this loud music at the moment. So this one have a voice button on here, so there is a mic built into this. So I'm just going to follow the instructions, yeah? So we say press 2 button for 10 seconds, so now it's connecting, successful. So now this is paired with the TV box. And say welcome, again you have to choose a language. So you got English, United States. Now I have a Chinese accent of English, but I'm closer to, because I'm in the UK, so I'm closer to English United Kingdom than American. So let's press on that. And then now this is setting up the TV box with the remote. Quickly set up your TV with your Android phone. Now I don't have an Android phone, but if you do, let's see what happens. So on your Android app, open the pre-install app, Google and all that, but I don't have an Android phone, I have an iOS, so I can't use this function right here. I think it will be a lot faster that way, but anyway. So I'm going to skip. So you have to select your Wi-Fi network. So this is 5G compatible, but I'm just go with 2.4 because that's the most common. So now I have to key in the password, which I will blank out. Do with all the password and all the two-factor authentication, but I get through it. So I suggest use the Android phone app if you have that. But let's go through the installation. So this looks familiar to me. So you got Netflix, you got YouTube, and things like that. But let's go with the setup first, because I'm not entirely sure I'm happy with the setup. Obviously, everything was automatic. I didn't do focus, I didn't do keystone. It just works itself out. So this button right here will take you to the projector's setting. So projection setting. So projection mode is on front table. Obviously, you can have it mounted on the ceiling, and they will reverse your images to make sure that they are displaying correctly. Mine is on the front table, which is fine. Zoom in and out. So at the moment at 3 meters, almost 3 meters dead on. So at 3 meters, this is the kind of a screen size right here. If I take my tape measure, don't want to drag those things out. So at 3 meters away, all right, I know it's a bit wonky, but at 3 meters away, the image is about 100 inch wide. So this is 255 centimeters. So 255, so about 2.5 meters wide. So instead of diagonal screen size, so this will be a 115 inch. So this is like a 115 inch telly. And then some people will say, okay, you know what, at 300 meters, can you zoom in and out? So this is the biggest it can go at 3 meters. If I move it back, then yes, it can get a bit bigger. So for example, the biggest size I can make it in my room right here will be around 3.5 meters away from the screen. And every time I move it, it auto focus for me, so I'm not doing anything for the keystone setting as such. It's still a bit wonky because the projector should be like this. But anyway, so that is kind of good enough. let's say you have set up your projector and you're not entirely happy, just like what I'm here. So you can always do a manual correction. Just now we're working just fine, but I messed it around, I moved it around, so now it's kind of messed up. So you can use a digital corrections right here. So here you can move the corner back in a little bit. So you can do your kind of final adjustment and all that, but as you can see now my projector is still not perfect, so it's supposed to be like that. Okay, so that seems to be perfect. Let's try out YouTube. Now I move my camera to a better angle right here. So you can still do projector, which is right here, but mainly I want you guys to see a bit more of the screen. So I'm coming over here as a reference. So I'm 6'1", and this is the screen right here. I still got my room light on at the moment, so this is not the best picture for you. But as I can see, the focusing is kind of spot on. I can only see the pixel when I'm actually arm's length away. So if I'm this close, then I can see the individual dot of the pixel. Now this is marketed as a native 1080p. So this is not a 720 upscaled or anything like that. Show Benson Chik videos.
Alright, here are some videos.
Oh my god, that scared me. This is the first time the speaker came on, apart from that annoying music. I know it's going to be loud, I don't think it's going to be that loud at the moment. Let's see. Okay, so by default, it looks like the volume is on full whack. So let's turn it down a little bit. Now at the beginning of the video, I did say that there's no way they can fit a Wi-Fi. There's no way they can fit a hi-fi dual speaker in a projector like this. I still don't think it's hi-fi material, because for me personally, hi-fi means no standalone speaker with amplifier and stuff like that. But I am quite impressed with the audio quality from these speakers right here. Just now, that was 100% volume, so that was quite loud, but still there's no distortion and stuff like that. It hurts my ears though, so let's try some of this stuff. So let's have a look. 2.6K, 21K. Okay, so this one is quite popular. Now, fan noise wise, I can hear the fan noise when it's dead silence, but once the speaker starts to play something, then it's not too bad at all. Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Stack X20 Pro laser engraver. Now, okay, so now volume on 50%. 2 weeks now, and I only got to play around with. And I'm standing about a meter away from the speakers. I really enjoy using the machine now. Now let me turn off all the lights in the room. Power, and it's really kind of limited the possibility of what it can do. And I find this a lot easier to use in my enclosure, because so at the moment the feed is 720p, but I'm going to change it to the max. If I need to readjust is much easier to readjust as well. I even draw the outline of the tray into the base of my enclosure, then I can readjust it quite easily. This one here I think is made of steel. So by default, YouTube will try to stream a lower quality video, but when you change it to higher than 1080p, it really shows the details of the video feed. Okay, so I'm happy with YouTube, but let's try something else. So let's say you want to stream from something else, so let's have a look. So let's test out this button right here. So at the bottom of the remote, you got YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime. So I click the Amazon Prime video, it automatically takes me to the Prime thing. So let me sign in. Okay, so this time I'm not going to type in manually all my stuff, so I'm going to use my Amazon app. So I use my phone to go to the QR code, which takes me to the Prime video. And I'm going to go in by that, allowed. Haha, so much easier this way, right? Okay, so this is me. Perfect. So this is one of the things I'm worried about cheaper projector is the menu system being slow, but it doesn't look like any problem with that at the moment.
Grew up in the military, worked in the military, always told where to go, when to be there. Now I see my country on my own terms. Motels, cash, fake names, travel light. You get used to it.
So far, Ron is principally clean, but something could still turn up. No driver's license.
Is it meant to do that?
Okay, so the graphics look really, really good. The noise-wise is a bit louder at the back of the projector than in the front of the projector. Okay, let's try something else. So we have tried YouTube, we have tried Amazon Prime. So you got Disney Plus, which my wife has a subscription, which I don't. But obviously we share that. But let's try Netflix. Okay, so it looks really good as well.
Look at how good it is.
I wonder if there is anything I can fine tune. Okay, in terms of zooming in and out, so like I say, some people might want to sit it at 3 meters max, but maybe the wall is not big enough for that, but they don't want to get closer to the screen. So you can reduce the screen size, but not increase. So what's the smallest it can go to? Okay, so 50% is the smallest. But I wouldn't recommend it because this is not a lens correction. This is actually cutting off the pixels from the usable sensor or screen. So effectively, you are reducing the quality of your video. So I would say, if you can, move the projector closer to the wall to make a smaller screen and brighter screen. But if you are really stuck and you have to have your projector at a certain distance, then yeah, reduce the distance to the screen. So if you plug in a USB, you can play off the USB device. I'm not going to do that today. Obviously, you can use it as a projector for any HDMI output, which I'm not going to show today. So this particular projector, what impressed me the most is the sound quality from the speakers. I wasn't really expected that. I have tested quite a few projectors in the past few years, and I think they're getting better and better. The fan noise, any projectors would have fan noise unless you go top tier projectors, but it's not bad as long as you're not sitting right next to it. And especially if you're sitting in front of the projector, then the noise is actually minimal. The menu system and the Android TV box, which is not built into the machine, but actually is piggyback on the machine itself, is very snappy. And if you're an Android user, you can actually use the code to go into YouTube. If you are a phone user for a Amazon Prime Video or Netflix, you can actually scan the QR code and go in quite easily to get it streamed from the network. Now I'm using Wi-Fi 2.4, which is fast enough for streaming video as such. If there is an option, always choose at least 1080p or higher for the streaming quality. Even YouTube, sometimes automatically they will do like a 720p instead of 1080p. Now this is supposed to be a native 1080p, which does look like it. Now I can't verify it because I don't know the chipset. I'm not going to open the projector itself, but the image is clear. The keystone, as long as your projector is not too way out of tilt, it seems to be working. Like I say, as soon as I turn on the machine, it kind of corrected the keystone for me. And if you're really anal about it, you can actually get a spirit level or have a line draw on the wall, and you can actually do fine adjustment to make sure that the aspect ratio is correct. The brightness of the projector, well, this is not designed to be used during the daytime when all the windows or the blinds are open. At the moment, we have two sets of LED lighting on the room. So that side of the room is brightly lit and light spilling into this side. And you can see if I'm watching like news or telly, I'm more than happy to watch it like this instead of having the whole room in darkness. So the best viewing quality will be when everything is switched off, just like I showed you earlier with Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. Thank you very much for watching. I can't wait to see you next time with more interesting gadget. Bye bye.